Let's go above and beyond the headlines now with Senator Grace Poe, a member of the Senate's Blue Ribbon Committee. Senator Poe, good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, good evening to you and to your viewers and listeners.
Senator, in the statement you said this is an allegation of corruption of epic proportions. It sounds like you believe them. Why so?
No, you know what? It's something that we need to look into. Of course, everybody should be given the benefit of the doubt. I'm glad that Chairman Bautista is open and he believes that he's submitting himself to an investigation. It's fairly easy. If those accounts don't really belong to him, then there shouldn't be any problems. And as I mentioned before, this goes beyond their marital disputes. Since he's a public official, he needs to be accountable to the people and explain to them exactly the sources of his income.
Ma'am, before the affidavit of the estranged wife of Mrs. Bautista came out, and before she did that or faced the media, did you hear anything, or have you seen any evidence about this?
You know what, Pia, this has been talk all over town for many months now. I must admit, stories about their marital problems, apparently also since, candidate stories about certain influence peddling within the Comelec. But of course, there's really no hard proof on that. And I think that maybe an investigation by the proper body would benefit also the public. And I would like to stress this important factor. I think Chairman Bautista was saying that this is politically motivated. Whether it is motivated by politics or motivated by accountability, as a public officer, he needs to clarify the situation. In my case, yes, I was a candidate in 2016, but lucky for me, the margin between me and President Duterte wide enough that there shouldn't be any doubt as to the legitimacy of the president, the president's victory. So it's really not, for me, there's no personal intention for me to pursue this except to find the truth and to make sure that we have Comelec officials that we can actually trust.
Senator, you said you had heard things about supposed influence peddling within the Comelec, specifically about Chairman Bautista. Meron po kayong narinig?
Marami naman narinig. Alam mo naman, Pia, di ba? Maraming mga haka-haka. Pero hanggat hindi naman napepresenta ang mga dokumento, napaka-irresponsable naman natin na magbanggit ng mga pangalan ukol dyan. Pero, gaya nga ng sinabi ni Chairman Bautista, siya'y bukas para imbestigahan. Ito yung pagkakataon niya to na explica ang kanyang sarili. Dahil hindi biro ang milyong-milyong nadideposito sa kanyang account. Kahit na sabihin mo, ito pa ay co-signed kasama ng kanyang kapatid, ng kanyang kapamilya, ito pa rin ay dapat ma-explica kung saan nanggaling sapagkat isa siya sa mga tiga-pirma nito.
Opo. We need to wrap up already, but I just have two more questions. If the Senate were to look into this, what kind of evidence would you be looking for? Halimbawa, sabi ni Tish Bautista, dadalhin niya at ng mga abogado niya yung mga prinisent sa media over the weekend. Would that be enough to convince the Senate? Is that what you're looking for?
I mean, we will also want the opinion of AMLA, but I mean, Chairman Bautista is alleging that these bank books are fake. I think it would be very difficult to make a fake bank passbook, but I think that's pretty damning evidence.
Yeah. What does this imply, ma'am, about our elections? He was Comelec chairman beginning April 2015 until today.
I don't want to make any assumptions about that, except that those in Comelec should be above board and they should be open to public scrutiny. That's all.
If there was an impeachment trial, ma'am, you would be one of the center judges.
Sure, why not? Yeah, I'm part of the Senate, after all.
Okay. And the mother-in-law supposedly, meaning the mother of his estranged wife, supposedly on his side. What do you make of that?
Irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
It's purely irrelevant because whether he's on his side, attesting his character, the fact will remain. We need to look at the evidence. That money goes to his account. Even as a co-signer, he's still responsible to declare that in his SALN.
All right. Although he says, all this belongs to my family, my siblings, my parents.
He needs to declare that. Remember, this is exactly what got Justice Corona impeached. In fact, some of his properties are listed under his family's name. but it still was used as evidence against him.
Senator Grace Poe, thank you very much, ma'am, for joining us.
Thank you, Pia.